Many of us know the famous quote by C. Joy Bell. The strength of a woman is not measured by the impact that all her hardships in life have had on her, but the strength of a woman is measured by the extent of her refusal to allow those hardships to dictate her and who she becomes. We have all heard about Noah, his 3 sons, and the pairs of animals marching into the ark. But there's one character in this epic story who remains a bit of a mystery. Noah's wife. Who was she? Why doesn't the Bible mention her name? And what can we learn about her from other sources? Let's get to know the woman behind one of the greatest events ever seen. But before we go on, quickly support this channel by clicking on the subscribe button and turning on notifications so you never miss a video from us. Noah's wife played a major role in the story of the Great Flood, even though the Bible doesn't provide her name or her origin. Her actions, however, speak volumes. She was a dedicated partner to Noah, supporting him through the immense task of building the ark. This was no small feat. Constructing a massive boat capable of holding pairs of every animal species, along with provisions for the duration of the flood, required immense effort and dedication. Imagine the challenges they faced. With limited resources and knowledge, Noah and his wife had to plan, gather materials, and construct the ark. She would have helped manage their household and ensure their 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, were involved and supportive. Her role likely extended to logistical support, such as coordinating the collection and care of animals and storing food supplies for both humans and animals. Noah's wife is said to have been about 500 years older than Noah, making her the longest living human unrecorded in biblical history. This vast age difference is intriguing and suggests that she brought a wealth of experience and wisdom to the ark building. Her long life provided stability and continuity, enabling her to offer guidance and support during the ark's construction and the chaotic days of the flood. During the construction phase, Noah's wife was a source of emotional support and encouragement. Building the ark was a monumental task that took many years, and Noah likely faced ridicule and disbelief from others. His wife's steadfast belief in his mission and her practical assistance were important in keeping the family focused and united. When the floodwaters finally receded and the ark came to rest on Mount Ararat, Noah's family emerged to a world that had been completely transformed. The sight that greeted them was one of eerie desolation, a whitewashed world emptied and scoured clean by the floodwaters. The familiar landscapes they once knew were gone, replaced by a blank canvas of mud and debris. To understand the magnitude of this transformation, consider the aftermath of a major historical flood. For example, the 1931 China floods, one of the deadliest natural disasters in recorded history, left millions dead and vast areas submerged for months. Entire communities were washed away, and survivors faced the difficult task of rebuilding their lives from the ground up. Now, imagine this devastation on a global scale, as in Noah's time, where the deluge had erased every known civilization and landscape. For Noah's wife, stepping off the ark into this empty, silent world must have been very unsettling. The enormity of what had happened would have been overwhelming. Did she ever question her husband's mission? Did she wonder if God had truly commanded this enormous task? It's natural to think she might have doubts and fears as a human. Yet, she continued to support Noah, demonstrating fervent faith and resilience. Her support was not just about believing in Noah's mission, but also about keeping the family firm and united in the face of such monumental change. It was indeed a time of great uncertainty and hardship, requiring immense courage and determination. Noah's wife came out as one of the 8 survivors who would repopulate the earth when the floodwaters receded. This marked the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with the daunting task of starting anew in a world washed clean by the flood. Alongside Noah, their 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives, whose identities are also barely mentioned in the Bible, Noah's wife faced the challenge of rebuilding their lives from scratch. The post-flood world was a blank slate. Noah and his family had to create new homes, cultivate land, and establish communities. Noah's wife's experience and resilience were helpful in this endeavor. She played a central role in organizing their new society, ensuring that everyone contributed to the rebuilding efforts. Her role as a matriarch extended beyond mere survival. She was instrumental in shaping the cultural and social norms of the new world. Her influence was felt in the daily lives of her children and grandchildren, passing down traditions, values, and practical knowledge. As the mother of 3 sons who became the progenitors of different ethnic groups, her legacy is vast and far-reaching. The impact of Noah's wife on future generations is immense. Shem, Ham, and Japheth's lineages spread across the world, forming the diverse human population we see today. Her influence reminds us of the interconnectedness of all people, as her descendants became the ancestors of various ethnic groups. Shem's descendants are traditionally considered to be the Hebrew people. Ham's descendants are linked to African nations, and Japheth's descendants are thought to have spread into Indo-European and Asian regions. The story of Noah's wife and her descendants speaks of the common ancestry of all humans despite our ethnic differences. Shem, Ham, and Japheth's lineages remind us that we all came from a single family bound together by our shared history. This perspective encourages a sense of unity and shared heritage among all people. By understanding the ethnic lineages that stem from Noah's wife, we can appreciate the common ancestry of human diversity. Whether we trace our roots to Shem, Ham, or Japheth, we share a genetic heritage that links us back to this remarkable family. This interconnectedness shows the importance of seeing beyond our differences and recognizing our common origins. While the Bible doesn't name Noah's wife, various ancient texts try to offer different possibilities of her identity and origin. These names and their associated stories give insights into how different cultures have tried to fill in the gaps left by the biblical account. Some name her as Mzar or Amsara, while others identify her as Naamah, daughter of Lamech and sister of Tubal-Cain. Another tradition names her Naamah, but as the daughter of Enoch. Still, other texts refer to her as Nura and Haroah. In Jewish tradition, Naamah is often mentioned as Noah's wife. According to some sources, she was a righteous woman, which is why she was saved from the flood. Her righteousness and dedication to her family made her a fitting partner for Noah. This version of her story emphasizes her virtues and her important role in ensuring the survival of humanity. In Islamic tradition, Noah's wife is sometimes referred to as Wala. However, her portrayal is different. She is depicted as someone who does not believe in Noah's mission. This contrasting view adds complexity to her character and shows the diverse ways in which her story has been interpreted. These different names and traditions show the varied ways in which cultures have sought to understand and honor Noah's wife. Each name carries its own story and significance, adding depth to our understanding of her. Despite the differences in the way she is portrayed, the essence of her story remains the same. She was an essential figure in the survival and continuation of humanity. The many names and stories surrounding Noah's wife reinforce the idea that all people share a genetic heritage as descendants of Noah and his wife. Despite the different traditions and names, the essence of her story remains the same. She was an amazing figure in the survival and continuation of humanity, and her legacy is that of strength and unity. The story of Noah's wife sheds light on the vital role of women in supporting their husbands and building strong, resilient families. Her support and partnership with Noah were crucial in fulfilling God's command and ensuring the survival of humanity. She was indeed a virtuous woman. No wonder the writer of Proverbs chapter 31, verses 10 to 31, describes the qualities of a virtuous woman. A wife of noble character who can find? She is worth more than rubies. The passage points out her strength, wisdom, and industrious nature. Verses 11 to 12 further amplifies this by stating, her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. These biblical excerpts speak of the importance of a supportive and capable wife. Noah's wife exemplified these qualities through her dedication and perseverance. Her story teaches us the major impact that women can have in building and sustaining their homes, especially during times of crisis and change. Noah's wife, though unnamed in the Bible, holds an important place in the story of the Great Flood. Her role as a dedicated partner, a firm survivor, and a matriarch to diverse ethnic lineages shows her importance in the flood story. Through various traditions and interpretations, we can appreciate her contribution to one of the greatest stories ever told and recognize our shared heritage as descendants of this family. So, the next time you hear about Noah and his ark, take a moment to think about his wife, the silent partner in one of the greatest stories ever told. Though hidden and largely unknown, her legacy is as enduring as the floodwaters that once covered the earth. We get glimpses of her identity and role through various traditions and interpretations, whether she's identified as Mazar, Amsara, Nehemah, Hura, Nura, or Wailah. Noah's wife continues to remind us that behind every great man, there are often untold stories of women who quietly reshape history. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and make sure to subscribe so you can see more videos from us in the future. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.